Warning: this episode has scenes that some viewers may find disturbing.
Welcome to the Neen Valley Role-Playing Association, a group of friends who like to play RPGs, role-playing games, and try and have fun. If you like the video, please like and subscribe.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another session of our Deadlands campaign that we're playing with the Neen Valley Role-Playing Association. Everybody loves Neen Valley Role-Playing Association because of their unique play style.
And giant straubs.
And anyway, last time we ended a little bit of a cliffhanger. We know that there is a duel that will happen today. We know that there is the possibility of an inflammatory article being released in the paper today here in town, and something strange is happening at the dance hall this evening, and that's actually where we are going back to here pretty rapidly. But before we do that, I would like us to quickly introduce our characters in a commonsensical way, Rob, and then so that people understand your character, and then let us know what you've done with this raise you've gotten. Who wants to go first before I do assigned?
Not me, because I forgot to do my raise.
Then you can go last.
Okay. Think quickly. Right. Yes. I mean, Rosco Trafton, implacable bounty hunter, two-gun shooter, devil with a rifle, and suave gentleman.
Very good.
And the raise I have chosen to go with, based on his experiences in town, is brave.
Okay.
Normally a background one, but I figure that with the encounters we had where we've had to roll fear rolls, which he has succeeded in every time, that it's okay. If it's all right with you.
Absolutely.
So those with this edge have learned to master their fear, or have dealt with so many horrors they've become jaded. These valiant explorers add +2 to fear checks and subtract 2 from fear table results.
That seems like a really good plan. How do you think that plays into your character? Is he jaded, or is he just...
Yeah, well, I think he's always been kind of a bit laconic anyway.
And yes, if you play, if you watch the Valley Role Playing Association, you must bring a thesaurus. Not a thesaurus. Yes. I love laconic.
Yeah, and as a Southern gentleman, you never really show your emotion in. It's not a big thing. So, in some sense, it's a fear of fear. He doesn't want to be seen to be afraid, so he's kind of pushed it all down. It's probably really bad for his, for his mentality, and I'm sure he's going to have problems with it later. But that's kind of, yeah.
Yep. I will not be seen as this one scared person in this group who runs off.
Exactly. That's exactly right, yeah. Oh, it's a terrifying white coming at me with glowing eyes and terrible claws. Well, sir, I do believe you need a manicure.
I love it. And Christine, please tell us about Sarah.
So I am playing Sarah Blake, also goes by the nickname The Siren. Sarah is a Wichita witch, as you can tell from her appearance. She is dressed all in black. She has a little black mask over her eyes. On her shoulder, she has a raccoon, which is daintily holding onto her ear and sitting on her shoulder looking around quite happily. And this is her faithful familiar, Roger. She is a Wichita witch, which is quite a well-known and feared band of witches, but she's broken away from them, and she's basically now helping her companions instead. She found some of the things they did just too distasteful, and she's moving on from there.
Absolutely.
With the advancement that we gained, I have taken new powers. So I have been sat studying, and I have decided that I need to invest a little bit to try for some protection for us. And I have gone with the spells Deflection and Blind.
Wow.
So Deflection allows me to produce a gust of wind and redirect melee and missile attacks against a target.
Melee and melee?
Yeah, melee as well, yeah. So deflection, deflection to misdirect incoming melee and missile attacks from the recipient of the power. Once cast, foes must subtract 2 from attack rolls directed at the user, or 4 with a raise.
Ooh.
So yeah, deflection will help to protect.
Very
and
nice.
I have also, as I say, taken blind. So blind, she will create with a blast of sand into the eyes.
Nice.
She will basically blind her victims. It's quite a malicious power, but I felt it would be handy to have something where we could end a fight maybe without necessarily killing people. So basically, yeah, blind allows me to do exactly that. I can either blur or blind victims, depending on whether it's a -2 or a -4 with a raise.
Hey.
So the victim automatically tries to shake it off after their with a free action at the end of their go. They can at the end of their go.
Okay.
They can try and shake it off. Yeah.
With what? Is it vigor? Or
Vigor.
Is it spirit?
Yeah, it's a vigor roll.
Okay, so hold on to those rules because I have a sneaking hunch we'll need them at some point.
Oh, I think possibly.
Rob, would you like me to continue some of the conversation over here before we come to you?
No, I'm absolutely fine. I just want to double check. I can either take a skill, an attribute increase, or an edge, can't I?
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Attribute increase you can only take once per rank. So if
And
you
I
already
think
have
with
one, you can't do that
with,
again.
With skill, it's more than one, isn't it?
Skill. I was trying to find the sheet, but right.
You can take if it's equal to or higher than the associated attribute, you can increase one skill by 1 point. If it is or you can raise 2 skills that are less than their attribute.
There we go. Exactly.
Right. So.
Or equals attribute. Yes. Well done.
Okay. But no, you can come to me. I'm okay.
Well, first I'll tell everyone that's watching, I do this little DM trick, and that our GM or whichever thing you're running at the time, in that I tend to throw at my characters my players some of the responsibility of keeping the rule sets in front of their faces so that I can focus on other things, because jumping between multiple systems, sometimes I forget. And I have thrown that this particular time and many times at someone who enjoys rule sets, which is Pete. Yeah. We also, I will, as I am working through things, many times I will, thank you, I will lean upon the characters' back knowledge that they have put into their notes, because sometimes as I am GMing and into the thing, I will create wonderful things that I also fail to write down. And pausing to write down, as I move my dinner that my wife brought out, many times will just break the flow, at least in my opinion. Maybe I should be pausing more often. However, we found sort of a nice way that a nice balance that amongst the group we can carry the weight of some of the more onerous tasks of a GM. And it seems to be working quasi well, though I spent a good period tonight trying to figure out the name of one of my NPCs that I had failed to write down. Aside from that, working pretty well. Rob.
Yes. Sorry,
now you're
everybody
ready.
just saw my butt. Or not, I don't know. Right, so I play a character called Chase, Chase Belvoir, commonly known as Beaver. I am a soldier, misfit, and I am not an American. I am actually British, but came over and decided to fight with the Greycoats. And hey, freedom fighters, there's always money available, isn't there? So unlike my good friend Rosco, I can actually say aluminium and be proud of it. I'm wanted on a couple of states. Actually, I'm wanted in all states for one massive crime, which was not committed, but shit sticks. So yeah. So I've changed my name slightly so that when I go up to people, they basically don't recognise me. They know me as whatever. Sometimes I introduce myself as Bob. Sometimes I introduce myself as Clevis, and sometimes it's just Cletus. But my name's Chase. For my advancement, I think I'm going to raise my spirit up. Because it's only a D4. Actually, scratch that. I can't because I raised up one of my attributes on the last advancement, didn't I?
You can only do
One.
one attribute per level.
On per rank, yeah. We're
rank,
not quite.
yeah.
We're not quite
Yeah.
ready to go up in the rank yet.
Right. So, then I'm looking at some feats, and I'll just pick one up now. Chair smashing. Oh, excellent. I think I'm going to go with fleet-footed. The hero's pace is increased by +2 and his running die increases 1 step from D6 to D8, for example. The reason for this is during our previous episodes, Chase has actually ran across places to take a knee and fire his long gun, and or traverse places to get a better shot. So he's constantly on the move, and the fleet-footed, I believe, might also take some of the hindrance of firing at the hip, because my pace is increased, so my firing at the hip may not be affected. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? So that's what I'm going to do. Fleet-footed as an edge.
I like fleet-footed. I think it'll get you in range for things you'd like to do.
Yes, and throwing my my knives, of course. I mean,
good.
unless there's another one, which is throw your deadly throwing knives with pinpoint accuracy and not taking any disadvantage.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't it just?
Very.
Because instead of me shooting El Dicko, I could then just throw 2 knives straight at his forehead.
This is the other Roger, I assume.
Oh,
We're talking
the other
about it
Roger.
now.
Yeah, the lesser
Yes.
Roger.
Very good. All right. Let us then shift the camera from this wonderful setting where we're all chatting and about this, and as the game comes into effect, the camera moves down a long street of old Western houses, sort of like you would, and buildings like you see in Rob's frame on his video, and it moves to, it's nighttime, and it moves to a tall building, probably 2 floors. Well, yeah, it is 2 floors. That you can hear a player piano banging loudly from it, and you can hear a raucous laughter, and the light shines out of its windows into the darkened street. The camera moves through the door. You can see it's a square, well, it's a rectangular room that has a bar running straight from where almost where the door starts, just a little bit past it, all the way down one wall. There's 6 bartenders who are serving whiskey as fast as they can to thirsty miners. Now, I have to say this every single time because Rob takes it incorrectly. It's not minor, it's miner. Miners. So they are enjoying their libations, and they are paying for dances with a number of women that are here in this location who are making a killing off of simple dances with these men. If they want to make more, by running upstairs where the balcony looks over the entire scene, but there are rooms off of it to perhaps make more money, that is their own choice. We have met Kitty LeBeau, the owner. But her joint owner, of course, is her husband, Clovis. Currently, not currently, right now, the camera sort of spins around this room where you see the dancing and everything else, and it focuses on the far corner of the bar, where 2 people are sitting close to each other. One of them you recognize as our wonderful Rosco. The other you don't recognize, but he's got a fork sticking in his hand. And that's where we pick up. The green ichor runs off of his hand and dribbles onto the floor.
So, you'll have to remind me, Anthony, did Rosco stick the fork in his hand?
No.
Why not?
He did it himself. Trying to communicate something that he seems unable to communicate properly.
Okay. It's bad when the NPCs get to damage themselves before we get to damage them.
And at this point, he says something else to you, Rosco. He goes, I just went for a haircut.
Huh?
Where did you go for the haircut?
Haircut place.
Right, what was that? I didn't hear it.
The haircut place. I don't
The
know.
haircut place.
Everything's a green fog.
Ladies and lords. No, that's a saloon.
There is a barber shop in town that you would probably be able to find at some point.
You see, I'm looking at this, and I'm getting I'm getting mistaken between salon and saloon.
Yeah, I
He
forgot
did
to,
a chase. He did a chase.
I forgot to
Oh,
give
God,
everybody
There's a lot of saloons, but not so many salons.
Yeah, I know there is one. I'll help you find it at some point.
Number 5, barber and dentist.
Ah, there you go. The those of you that are watching that wondered about the whole conversation about Belvoir and Beaver. So, look, in just outside of DC is a military base called Fort Belvoir. If you happen to have been around that area and moved to the UK, and your wife is running a Iron Man competition at a Castle Belvoir, you can make yourself feel very foolish when all of the Brits look at you and say, "What? That's Beaver." And you point at the word that is obviously got a lot more letters than Beaver, but that's what it is.
Hey, it's not, you know, not all the Brits are going to be looking at you odd, because I remember distinctly getting on that bus and asking to go to Belvoir Way when I first came here, because that's where the house was that I was living in. It was on Belvoir Way, and the bus driver looked at me like I'd gone bonkers. But it's spelt Belvoir. I'm sorry, that's spelt Belvoir. No, it's Beaver.
I think it's our historical distrust to the French, and Belvoir is just too French a word, so we have to anglicize it.
I love it. Very, very good. I completely agree. That's probably the reason. You're way too French, Christine. That's your problem.
It's all dates back to Napoleon. We've still not forgotten.
No. You can almost forget, but you can never forgive.
Well, hey, you know, it was the.
Yes. Anyway, we're on video, going out to the world, so we won't disparage our French friends too much. Let's carry on. So he has said these things, and you have identified a place, but that's just something for you to hold on to. What else do you do here? You see that at the very far end of the bar, Kitty seems to have twigged, that's a British term for stumbled upon or just realized, the fact that something weird is going on at the far end of the bar with her husband and you, and is trying to sort of make her way down in between all of the bartenders who are moving back and forth. You've got a couple of seconds.
Just want to get my head around the position. So far end of the bar, we're sort of Clovis and
If you think of this,
Roscoe are towards the back of the dance
Yes.
hall.
if you think of this dance hall as a rectangle,
Hmm.
you entered it on the base of the long end. Okay? So across the short end of the rectangle is this bar.
Mhm.
The door is on one side, you are on the far side. Okay?
Is there a back
Extending
door?
out. There, I have to say, so to speak. But then, yes, there is a back door behind the bar that seems to go out to. You think there's another building right there, so it may be that there's like a little kitchenette, something built into there, or whatever. There's also, if you see the extended room of the dance hall at the far end, there are there's a double door where people are coming in and out there. So one door here that's smaller by the bar, there's a double door at the far end, and people wander in from that direction as well. So there are multiple exits, and there's windows along the walls. Actually, the windows are all along the wall by the door. There may be a building pressed up to the back side of this that you're not quite sure. I'm looking at it now, and I think that's not. So I tried to put that. I may have rotated the length of the building when I look at the map, but you get what I'm trying to do. Very good. There's windows. Yes. So we will go with the fiction that I have just given you, not necessarily exactly what you see on the map, which was drawn by some prospector back in the day.
Is am I close to my second dance? Because sorry, my first dance, because I was second.
Absolutely.
I'm keeping an eye on the lady that's supposed to dance with me.
You were given the name of that lady. What does it say in your note? That's a joke. I'm not going to do that to you.
Rosco.
Even though it actually was said.
The lady's bush is as big as a forest. What? What did I write that down for? Bob.
I think
She's called Bob, so that must mean that she was called Kate.
Bobette. Absolutely. We were going to go with Bobette, and she does. She comes over. She goes, I think you're next. She is wearing a very pink dress with white frill, low cut, but quite flat chested. Her Adam's apple is protruding, but aside from that, she's made up very well. And she leads you onto the floor, and away you go.
Okay. Now, do I do a Crocodile Dundee?
Gosh, we're old. We are so old. It's not even funny.
I'm fixated on that Adam's apple.
You can fixate how you want. She dances amazingly.
Yeah?
And she is.
Well, I'll spin and twist her and twirl her and.
I think you were trying to learn. Is that correct?
Oh no! Because I know how to dance out the way of bullets being shot at my feet.
Nope. I want a performance roll.
Performance? Not from Chase.
Yep.
Oh yes, there is. Yeah. You might not be trained in it, but there is a performance.
There you go.
Hey! That's just about exactly what I would expect. Okay, so things aren't going exceedingly well in the suave dancing. But you know what? If you look around, most of the miners would have probably rolled. Miners would have probably rolled about the same.
Yeah.
She is giving you some pointers, and you are, aside from the Adam's apple, it the move is to the music. It's sort of uplifting, and you don't feel too bad.
Whilst I'm being a little bit clumsy, I sometimes catch the hair with my hand placements on her shoulder, and so it slightly pulls. Does her head go back, or does the wig come off?
No, and that's mean, but her long red braid. She goes? Oh, careful! Small of the back.
Not on the shoulder.
And then you continue spinning. I'm moving away from you because we'll come back.
Okay.
I want to know what Sarah is doing, because things moved rapidly to Rosco and his discussion. Have you seen what's going on with Rosco? And I'm not going to let you answer. I'm going to simply ask for a notice roll.
A notice roll.
I would say spot hidden because that's my Call of Cthulhu talking, but I think it is notice. Oh, you, unless you wish to spend a Benny, have not noticed the green that is dripping off of this guy's hand onto the floor.
Nope.
Apparently none
No,
of us
because-
have any bennies except for Rob, who's got 69 of them.
Did he really? You dork. Rob. Get rid of those, Rob. I will deal these right now.
Curse you, P. I needed those for my jewel.
That's awesome. That's actually really funny. Let's see if this deal. Get rid of those, Rob. Actually, how do you get rid of those? I don't know how you get
How
that.
did you get them?
I don't know.
Holy crap. I don't know how
There's a lot to get rid of. That could
I don't
take
know
a
how
while.
to... Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. Anyway, wow.
Okay, well, that's the next 10 minutes of
Wow.
his time occupied by spending bennies.
He's shoving him off the edge of the screen. I'll deal with that with a little effort here in a minute. But this is hilarious. That'll
It's all
teach
good
you.
fun.
That'll teach you. Anyway,
Hey, have buttons, we'll
while he's
press.
doing that, so I came to you, Sarah, and
Yes.
what are you doing?
Well, she's horrified, basically, watching Chase on the dance floor. You know, it's just like she's just like mesmerized. So no, she's not watching any dripping green goo. She is just like she's watching this fumbling steps and the he's stomped on this poor woman so many times now, and her toes are starting to actually, I think, grow and sort of pulse red.
Hey, she's got size 10 shoes anyway.
I will say, I will give you a notice roll for his dance. I did one towards the what was going on with Rosco. There you go. You do twig the fact that the Adam's apple, the stature, is what it is. No judgment, but you do see that.
Yep. But anyway, yeah.
Okay,
I'm just kind of like,
you're just watching. A young man. He's probably just hit 20, maybe. He's got. He has shaved himself up nicely. His hair is slicked back. He is dressed as well as he possibly can, with his dungarees and a collared shirt. His boots have been polished. and he actually smells of a little bit of expensive cologne. And he steps up to you, and you can tell that he's slightly intoxicated, and he says, "Ma'am," and he tries to offer you a little bit of cash for a dance.
No, I'm afraid, young man, you have completely misunderstood my presence here. I am not dancing. Dancing queen.
I so greatly apologize.
Sorry.
Bless you, ma'am.
About that. Sorry about that.
Was that gagging? I'm sorry. I'm really embarrassed. He walks away.
I think the cat's got a furbo.
Okay, let's move back across to Chase, who is in the central position for this event. He has maybe a question, maybe two, before the wife gets there, and that'll still be interesting. We'll see how that plays out.
Whose wife?
Clovis. You haven't met Clovis yet.
And that's my wife.
Did I say Chase when I meant Rosco? Again, I apologize. And then, so for all of you, I do that once in a while. Kitty LeBeau, you did not meet Clovis. Okay. He's looking at you, and there are big fat tears sort of rolling out of his eyes. He pulls the fork out of his hand and just sets it, flops it onto the table, onto the countertop next to what was probably a dinner he was supposed to eat that's not been eaten. You do notice he's really skinny. Emaciated.
It doesn't look like he's been eating well at all. What's happening with the wife heading over?
So she will be here in 1 to 2 questions. That's what I am giving you.
Okay.
Sort of depending on how long he's tries to speak and things like that.
Yeah.
So you're just guesstimating. You've got a couple of seconds here before she's going to intervene.
What happened at the barber's?
I fell into the dark. Dark. Got another question. One of the ladies sort of gets right in front of the wife as she's coming across, and she waits, then she pushes past.
Do they ever take you back to the woods?
No. She won't let me go. He looks over at his wife, who's just about to get there. Hey, Clovis, you're not eating your food again. You know, if you don't eat your food, and she gives sort of a look at him, and he shrinks back. Now you getting back. And he gets off of his bar stool and wanders around that back end of the bar. It doesn't go all the way to the wall. It's straight out. You can go around it on either direction. And he wanders down to that back door that goes off of the building and through that door and out of sight. Now, is my Clovis trying to tell you silly stories and stuff?
Oh,
She
ma'am.
She noticed that with her bar rag, she
Yeah.
carefully sweeps the green ichor away and sets you a whiskey down.
Mhm.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. I've heard some tall tales in my time, but your husband, he still got them beat.
Oh,
I think
really?
you should write some of them down, because they are quite something. I think he's had a bit too many.
Oh, absolutely. Sadly, that is the curse that I deal with. Is his drinking has taken him past the point where he can truly help here anymore. It's left me to carry the weight. And you look around the place and you think, she's probably raking it in. But to carry the weight, and I don't know, he may not last much longer. He just seems to be wasting away.
Well, ma'am, I would say that temperance might be the way to go with him.
Ah. Temperance. Well,
Perhaps you
that
should
might
take
be
him
good.
away from here. Maybe a change of scenery might help.
oh, I will definitely take that into consideration as a very good idea of things that I could do to help him out with his infirmity. I hear there's
I apologize. I should not be offering advice to you on this subject. I am sure it's wrong of me to suggest a course of behavior.
oh no, not at all. I appreciate the kind offer. Now I fear I must get back to the pandemonium that comes upon this place on these evenings.
To be sure.
But I thank you for your interest. And then she gracefully moves away from you and down the bar to where she glances over her shoulder again to sort of look you over, but then she turns to a customer and starts serving more whiskey and beer as required.
Rosco just stands up off the stool and moves down the bar to meet up with Sarah. And
Sarah, you see him moving
he's
down the
going to
bar.
leave. He's going to leave the whiskey behind.
Ah, very good.
Fantastic.
Interesting.
He'll casually tip it on the floor, and then
Very
when
good.
no one's looking, and then
Give me a stealth
walk
roll.
over to Sarah.
Give me a
Oh.
stealth roll.
That roll.
So I think that's happening right as she looked over her shoulder to see, to sort of eye you up and down. What'd you roll? Oh,
Not enough.
well, interesting. That brings us to an interesting conundrum. Do you want to go ahead and take that?
Well,
Or is a Benny something that is needed? You never know. You never know.
I'm going to use a Benny. Yeah, going to use a Benny.
Very good. Let's see this re-roll.
So
Dang, I had to sell
I'm
that
going
card.
to use the Benny to basically say that rather he notices that she's looking at him,
Mm,
and he picks up the whiskey and he takes it with him
very good.
over to Sarah.
I like it.
If
I
that's
like it. I
okay.
like it. I like it. Okay. Actually, with the stealth roll, which I'm asking for, it gives you the ability to get rid of it, right? So you can add that to how you do it. So if you succeed, because the stealth thing you were trying to do is to tip it and get rid of it, without her knowing. Absolutely.
So the Benny gives me an automatic success or a reroll? Just a reroll.
Oh, it's a reroll.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah. No, basically So I'm going to
I
spend
just
the
didn't want
Benny
you to think that you carried it down there to Sarah and they're like, crap, now I have to do it again. No, the roll will cover you removing it.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Very good. So let us see this roll.
No, he's not going to try and get rid of it now. He's just going to take it with him.
Okay. No, that's perfectly fine.
So the Benny cancels out the attempt to get rid of it effectively, if that's okay.
So what you're asking for this Benny is a teeny bit of a reset. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I will.
Basically, he's just about to tip it. Well, I mean, all bennies with your rerolls are basically that, aren't they? They take you back in time to rather than.
I will let this stand. Do none of you believe that a precedent has been set? We will argue this every time. Very good. So you carry it away instead of tipping it as you see her glance across. Yeah. I think that is a fair, absolutely fair use of a Benny. All right. So you are across. Your dance is still ongoing. Chase? Sarah?
Yes, sir.
He moves down to you, where you're standing sort of midway across the bar. You're a couple of feet out from the bar, where you can keep an eye on both Chase and Rosco. I'm just sort of placing you there, but you can place yourself as you choose. I don't want to build that too much of your stuff, but I think that's all right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It sounds like your character.
Yeah.
So he sidles up to the bar at the same rough location where you're at, so you can step towards him and hear anything he's got to say.
So she's kind of she does step towards him, but she's absolutely mesmerized by what's going on the dance floor, and and she kind of very quickly glances at Roscoe, and she goes, "Have you seen this? Have you seen it? What's going on there? Look at that! Have you seen his chase there? Look at him. Who he's dancing with. Look at that."
Roscoe turns around and puts his elbow on the bar as he looks across.
Give me a notice roll. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Absolutely. So you notice the same thing that everyone else has at this point. I mean, she is very well made up, and dances immaculately, and honestly is making Chase look much better dancer than he actually is on the floor. And they seem to be chatting. We'll find out what that's about in a minute. And Chase seems to be having fun. Oh, look what I did there. I actually took away some of your characters' I can't do that. I won't do that to you. Yeah. You may or may not be having fun. But
I'm having fun. I am having fun.
Why, Sarah, I believe that Chase may be in for one or two new extra surprises tonight.
I think that's possibly the least of the situation. Yeah.
I wonder whether it will put him off his duel tomorrow. Or perhaps put him in the right frame of mind. One never knows. I've never asked Chase what his personal preferences are in this respect.
Notice that his long johns have he's stretched them out a lot riding, and they are bagging around his ankles as he's attempting to dance. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to be talking about aside from the amazing spectacle on the dance floor that you know will provide immense amount of fun around a campfire later?
I'm going to quietly whisper in Sarah's ear and explain the conversation that I had with
Nope. We're gonna RP this. Go ahead.
with Clovis.
I was gonna
Oh.
give you. I was gonna let you off the hook, but nope. I want to hear it.
Ah.
Oh no! I've made him RP.
Well, that Clovis, I suspect that he is not all there, or perhaps something else is there that should not be.
He
What do
does
you mean
not
by
know
that?
exactly who Clovis is. You're the only one that I think heard his name. No, you heard his name from.
And we'd also we had it in the it was
Kitty
in the
earlier.
notebook. It was
Yep.
in the notebook as well.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Apologize. Carry on.
I suspect that he has been possessed by some spirit of the woods.
Sarah perks up a little bit more interested in this, and she kind of looks down the bar to where this Clovis is.
He's
Who's
gone out
just
the back
doing-
now, so
Yeah,
Ah.
he's not there.
Who's not
Yeah.
there?
yeah, from what I gathered, it looks like he was ambushed in some way at the barber's shop. And
Really?
he appears to be being kept prisoner. Something to look into, I suspect.
Yeah.
But this
I
may
think
be
you might
the
be right.
this may be the conspiracy that our friend Len was mentioning in his journal.
I see. Interesting. I definitely think that is worth looking into for tomorrow. Yeah.
Anyway,
Hmm.
not the place to be discussing such things, even though it is allowed.
Very
I
true.
think, I personally, I have no interest in staying here any longer.
Roscoe,
I think we're
actually,
just.
I'd like to throw a temptation your way.
Mhm.
I'll give you a Benny if, for some reason, you think it might be appropriate to ask Sarah to dance. If you role play it out, I'll give you a Benny. Is it worth a Benny?
Well, my lady, do you think that maybe we should show these locals how it should be done? And Roscoe holds out the hand.
Ooh.
Interesting challenge. I think we should. Sarah accepts.
Wow.
Off
And
the
you
bat.
guys twirl onto the dance floor. I will ask for a perform roll from one of you makes the perform roll. The other one can do an assist. So make an athletics roll
Did
or
I
something
get
like
an
that.
assist from
Nope.
Bobita? That's not fair.
Which one of you wants to make the performance roll?
I
I
Oh,
think
go on,
both
I'll
of them should.
Yeah,
You
I'll
want-
make
you want it
this.
to
I'll
fail?
make the assist.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
gonna make the assist. Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that with any skill you would like. So that's one of the neat things. You can sort of try and function it. I'll say yes or no.
I'm going
But-
to go with athletics, if that's all right.
Absolutely. Ooh.
There it is.
It's a success.
It's a
which would
raise.
give her a
Not quite.
How's it a raise?
That's a raise.
Eight's
No,
a
you
raise.
need an 8.
Oh, sorry. Okay, no, it was a rollover. but yeah.
So
Yeah.
you will give her a +1 to her roll. If you wanted to spend a Benny, you could roll again and see if you could beat that. But as it is, you basically rolled a crit. You rolled a 6 on the, and then rolled again and got a 1, right? So that's fine. You get a +1 to your roll, Christine, on performance.
So now we were sort of talking about this earlier, and I kind of didn't really listen. Obviously, I don't have performance at all, so
does
it's
that mean?
unskilled, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
D4 minus
fine.
2. +1.
Look at that. You
That's all right.
guys, you got a 10. So when Roscoe, Chase, out of the corner of your eye, you see the two of them move out onto the dance floor. And it turns into a rap battle. No, I'm just joking. They as they move
Dance fight.
gracefully. Obviously Roscoe has had some time in a ballroom somewhere in the South in his day. Obviously, the school for misfit young women who turn into witches gave them some amazing skills beyond just using a whip and magic. And as they move across the floor, it's like watching silk blowing in the wind. It's shocking. In fact, it's so shocking that there starts to be a pause in other people's dancing. I wonder if you guys even realize that all the dancing has stopped. The player piano continues to go, and your dips and spins and back and forth are jaw-dropping. The player piano goes as the paper rolls out, and then another roll needs to be put in, and then there's clapping. Everyone around you starts clapping, except for Chase. But you'd expect that. No, Chase, you can clap if you want.
No, I think the clapping's for me.
Very good.
Probably.
And with that, you finish a very interesting dance. Huh. I wonder how that'll play out.
I must admit, that's not the kind of clap I was expecting to get here.
What, you trying to say Sarah's got the clap?
I was hoping for a spit take there.
That was pretty close. Well done. Well done. I appreciate it. I hope all of you that are watching this enjoyed that as much as I did. I'm glad. So did I not give you another? I'll give you a Benny right now. Deal.
No, you didn't give him a Benny.
There we go. That's going to be the title of the episode in my notes. Getting the clap.
Getting the clap. Well done.
And I think Sarah should also get a Benny for accepting the dance.
Do you really? You're gonna argue that?
Yeah, because I think that normally she would say no.
So you're thinking this is a really amazing role-playing moment. This worth it.
I think with the dancing and everything, I think Sarah should get a Benny as well.
Done. You sold me. Boom.
There you go.
And we didn't give you your Roger Benny.
True.
Yep. So there you go. Remember, one of those is exclusively a Roger Benny. Very good. So, it's later in the evening, and you think you've found what you need to find as Rosco comes walking back towards you. But Rosco, let us quickly go to what conversation you may have had with... Did I give her a name? I don't think so. Yes, I did.
Bobette.
Yep.
And it's Chase, not Rosco.
I am so sorry. Man, I suck so bad as a GM. It's not even funny. So,
I wish.
Bobette says, "Oh, are you new in town?" No, she didn't go, "Are you new in town? Are you new in town?"
No. I've been here 3 days.
Oh, you're so funny.
Why, thank you very much. So, so as we're dancing, I say, so is it easier to dance in the evenings, more profitable to dance in the evenings, or to go down and work a full day in the mine?
Oh, this is... Most miners struggle to scrape and save.
Uh-huh.
And when they have it, they spend it here, or they spend it in the saloon, maybe the gambling house, and then they go scrape some more away. But I'm saving.
Okay, what are you saving for, Bob?
Buy a house, buy a farm, get out of here.
Farm would be good. Livestock. That's the way to go, I reckon.
Kitty didn't charge us. She didn't take any of our money. She's making enough off of the alcohol.
Right. That's true.
So
That's really good.
It's a really good deal.
So, if you don't mind me asking, and I lean in close, and anybody would think that I'm going in for a bit of a kiss behind the ear, I say, look, don't take offence, but how
both of
did
you guys see this?
How did you manage to get a dress? I mean, have you got a tailor that doesn't ask questions? Or did you say it was for your sister?
Oh, no. You can get dresses imported even from Paris if you go to the store, Debney's store.
Debney's?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Okay.
And by the way, and she shows the pink dress with all the white, straight from Paris.
I can tell the fabric's got a
It does not look like it's straight from Paris, but that's
luxurious feel to it. I can tell this is enhanced with butterfly stitching down at the bottom there. It's got a tight thread for accidental steppings on, and the fabric is definitely a heavy silk.
I believe it's from Paris, Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Paris Hilton.
So, what I'm going to ask you for, Rob, is at the grand finale of this dance, which, by the way, most of the other dancers have stopped for some reason. I'm going to give you one more performance roll, just to see how you finish this thing up.
Well, this is the thing. So I'm going to whisper to Bob, and I'm going to say to Bob. Look,
Bobette. Yep.
No, Bob. I'm going to say to
Don't
Bob.
misname me. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't start, otherwise I'll backhand you, bitch. You want to be a woman? I'll treat you like one. This is the 1800s, goddammit.
And this is when we get banned from YouTube. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, I'll edit that bit out. No, I won't. No, so I say to her, look, Bob, everybody's watching us now. Okay, so you see those two that are doing a marvelous job? I know I'm lousy at dancing, but could you take the lead and I'll pretend to be the lady and we can finish off strong? And then that means that I can try and convince my god up there to let me roll an assist, not a performance roll.
Nope. But what I'm going to do
Bollocks.
is, she says, fine, follow me. And she absolutely has control of the dance.
Uh-huh.
What I want is a performance roll at +2.
Performance roll at +2.
As opposed to what it is now, which is what, -2?
Yeah.
Because
Well, D4 -2. Yeah.
So it will
+2
be,
would be
D4.
D4 to D6.
Yeah, so it'll be 4 for the wild dice and 3 for the D4. So the wild dice does it.
That's a success.
Yeah.
So, out of the corner of your eyes, even though, I mean, everything seems to have sort of gone to a blur behind the two of you guys. That is Rosco and Sarah. Everything is a bit of a blur as you come to the end of this song, and are staring right into one another's eyes. Meanwhile, as the song comes to a close, she twirls you, Rob, and you spin nicely.
Yeah.
And she dips you down.
And when I come up, I go, yeah!
Absolutely. And everybody is clapping, and you're like, yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal.
Right. How much cash have I got left from last week? So I had $30. $11.
You counted it out last time. I watched the video.
Yeah, $11. Plus I paid 50 cents for the dance. Yep. So call it right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to after the dance, I'm going to give her my last $10, and I'm going to go, Bob, this is for your farm. Thank you very much for a dance, and I curtsy to him and pretend to actually. And I pretend to fan out my dress whilst I curtsy, and then I say thank you very much, and I tip my hat, and then I walk off to these two.
Bobette says, "You're a gentleman."
I try hard not to be, Bob.
Try hard. Is that a euphemism? Anyway, we'll move across here to the other two, who are standing awkwardly, looking into each other's eyes. What do you guys say at the end of the dance? And I'm going to go with Sarah first. Actually, no, I'm not. Pete?
6 of clubs.
Oh, Christine,
Jack
you're
of
talking
hearts.
first. What do you say?
She said that the dance comes to a finish, and
Yep.
she smiles at Roscoe. She said, "You have some very, very nice skills there. Where did you pick those up?"
Well, that's just something I learned in my youth. I can't say that I've had much opportunity to use those skills recently. I must say thank you for granting me the occasion.
Indeed, it was.
And
It
you
was,
are a fine dancer yourself.
You are too kind. I have certainly picked up some skills in my days, but yeah, that was fun. Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
And with that,
Shall we
go ahead.
leave?
With that, Bob turns up and twirls.
I got $10. No. I came close to giving you a penny for that, Rob, but that's okay.
It's fine. I might change my edge to lucky, in which case I get 4 bennies at the start anyway. You know, just saying.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So you guys can decide what you want to do. I think Roscoe was about to say something, and I cut him off. So I think you were saying something about this being about over. Nope.
Hmm?
I misheard it. Okay, what do you guys want to do now?
Let's go and rescue Cletus, Hovis, the bread man, the green man.
Cletus died in our Call of Cthulhu game.
Oh yeah. Save my dogs.
Someday, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Clovis, that's it. Not Hovis. Clovis.
Clovis.
Yeah.
Roscoe sort of looks over at Chase and sort of nods his head towards the door.
I'll walk on over to the door.
Head outside, yeah? So we can talk a bit more freely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And I go outside.
It's late. It's late. I mean, it's 10-ish. So, I mean, you guys could legitimately call it an evening, or you could legitimately do other things, but it's late enough that things are not open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sarah and Roscoe.
So, yeah. So, assuming we're on our own,
Absolutely.
this time
you're
I
on your
will
own.
just explain my conversation with
Fair enough.
Clovis and say that, yeah, I think he's been. I think basically, I think they ambushed him at the barber's. Possibly he was in the chair and they opened up a trap. He said he dropped into darkness, so I'm thinking maybe a trap door.
Oh, well, I'm a dead man walking, so let's go and break in.
That's an idea. Yeah.
That is an
Why
idea.
don't we?
Hmm.
I assume it's closed at this time of night.
And if need be, we can always say that I wanted a shave and a haircut prior to my
2
duel
bits.
in the morning, and I can always say that I wanted a clean shave because I want to wear a dress and dance in a night hall. Did you see that dude that I was dancing with? He was swift on his feet.
And he was raking it in. I heard
was
he made
wondering if you were going
$10.
to spend the night.
Wow, I mean, anyone who would actually twirl me and twist me and let me do a yee-haw on a posh dance floor deserves $10. Did you know he actually has a dream of buying and starting his own farmstead, possibly cattle? I commend that. That's good business thinking.
That's a very good plan, business plan. Yep.
And nobody would know that it was him because he's not wearing a dress. He would be in trousers.
As opposed to you, who are not in trousers. Anyway,
Yes.
what is the number of where we're headed?
Number 5.
Number
I think.
5. So
Number
we're going to go
5.
to the east.
Yeah,
down
so
Smith
just down the
Street.
road. Just
Yeah.
down Smith
Just
Street.
down the road.
So
Yeah.
looking at the building from the outside, is it a single-story building, 2-story building?
Yeah, it's a single. No, it's a 2-story building. I'm going to do that.
Do we think the barber lives above the shop?
Absolutely. There's a light on in one of the upper story windows. It looks like probably a lantern that is on, but there's a shutter down, so there's just a little bit of light coming out. I'm not going to make you make a notice roll for that. You see it says Patty Gallagher's Barber and Dentist out front. There's a door. I mean, there are skills for opening that type of thing. I wouldn't. Did Roger get? What was Roger's advancement? I just wanted to know. Ah,
Did you get one?
the look on that cat face says that Roger didn't get his advancement.
He didn't.
He thought he'd take his tomorrow when he wakes up. He's busy sleeping.
No, he's not. He came down the drain pipe of the dance hall and is with you. I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to give you that. What I may do is take a quick look at what skill is that? It's not thievery. What is the skill for picking locks and all that other stuff? Pete,
I would say
help me out here.
stealth.
Question.
No, it's not stealth. It's there is a single skill for
Thievery.
all of that. Thievery. Perfect.
Yeah.
What is Roger's thievery? And would that be an interesting place to put a particular advancement?
Yeah, I'm up for thievery.
What
His
is
thievery's
Roger's-
D8.
Oh, is it really? You want to take that to a D10? I'll let you do it. I don't care about any of the other stuff. So
Yeah.
Roger has a D10 in thievery. Do you want to just point him out the old lock?
Hang on.
Well, shouldn't we have a look around the whole building first? Because it seems to be on its own. And if he went down into darkness, maybe we're looking for a basement. And sometimes houses that have basements, they have windows at ground level.
Yep. Absolutely. So you guys make is that an agreement for everybody? I don't want to...
I mean,
Okay. You guys do a circuit of the house. It's got wooden sidewalks put in around it to keep people from having to step in the mud of the streets. There is not a coal chute or a door or a window indicating a basement.
okay, so sorry guys, I've just wasted 3 minutes of our lives.
No. I mean,
Well,
it gives us
just because
color.
you can't access it from the outside just means it might be a secret one.
What, a secret
Maybe it's from the
outside?
inside.
Secret inside.
I mean, just doesn't mean you don't have a basement if you can't see it from the outside.
Very good. So what do you guys do now?
Push Roger through the lock and get him to pick it.
Push him through the lock.
I hold Roger in front of the lock carefully, and he very delicately, with those little hands, he very delicately inserts his fingers into
Absolutely.
the lock mechanism.
His little talons.
Little
He
talons in
reaches
there,
in there.
reaches in there and twists them.
Brilliant. And you
That's
know
right.
exactly what I'm wanting you to roll.
And I whisper to Rosco, see? Told
Look at
you.
that.
We're
This
putting
is not
Roger
a hard
in the
lock.
lock.
This is not a hard lock that would require, a raise. You hear a tunk, and he looks up at you, like with his. I mean, he's not got eyebrows, but he looks up at you, and you can tell he's waiting for affirmation for what he just did. So you think it's probably successful?
Sarah pulls out a little biscuit and hands it to Roger. Well
Oh,
done. Thank you.
That is going down the gullet.
Oh, yeah.
Who wants to try the door?
I want to try the biscuit.
Oh, you're gonna have to fight for that, and that
Oh,
we're gonna be drawing
yeah.
cards.
You ain't getting that one.
Well,
can
you got
look-
a spare
the
one.
look in Roger's eyes are, you will have to draw cards for that, buddy.
Sarah
You not-
discreetly pulls out another biscuit without Roger noticing and tries to pass it across to Chase.
I take it. Right
No.
in front.
No, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna go down this road. It'd be very fun to make Roger do a notice roll and everything else. I'm not gonna do it. God bless.
He wouldn't
I
need to
love that kind of
notice.
thing. I do need to keep track of our time. Very good. So you get your own biscuit, you idiot. Meanwhile, Roscoe, is there anything you'd like to do?
Open the door, maybe?
I'm oh, God.
How do you survive?
Yeah, I know.
Somebody's got to be serious in this gang.
Go on then. Open the door quietly.
Absolutely. I'm not. No stealth roll required. The door opens and swings in quietly. You can see that there are a couple of barber chairs. 2, actually, not like 3 or 4 or 5. There are a couple, meaning 2. There's a small bar behind which there's, it looks like, some bottles with different things. It could be like, I don't know, maybe they're something for like indigestion or whatever else. You can see that there's various tools on display. You can see that there's a straight razor and there's some scissors and things like that. There's also there's a pair of pliers and things like that for his dentistry stuff. So Paddy Gallagher, you can see past those couple of chairs and this bar on the side, the far end of the wall, there's a set of stairs going up. It's a narrow building, not too big. Probably goes up to where he is at, where you saw the light.
So, looking around,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So what I'll ask, because I think I know what you're looking for. You
Yeah.
are all quasi looking for a way that something that would dump something into a basement of some sort.
Exactly. We're looking for a chair with a trapdoor around it, something like that.
Absolutely.
In front of it.
I will ask for that. Not spot hidden. Goodness gracious. me. Notice, but I'm doing this at -2.
Oh.
Okay, Chase. Nope.
Uh,
Rosco. Nope.
yeah, my dice. Nope.
Times 2,
Sarah?
so.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'm Roger.
Absolutely, Roger gets something. No, I'm not giving him one on this because he doesn't know what you're trying to do.
Sorry, just trying to find notice. There it is. Got it. Got notice.
Well, does anyone want to spend a Benny?
Not really.
I will hold my ears as you guys metagame
I'm
on
gonna
who has the skill.
spend a penny. Go on.
Very good.
There it is.
There it is. The further barber chair does seem to have the floor looks like there's probably a trapdoor there. Absolutely. And there's a big metal handle on the side of that chair that does not exist on the other chair. And you're like,
how
That's crazy.
very obvious. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And there's no doors
Yeah.
in
There
this room, apart from the one that we came in.
Down.
just the
A
one
door.
you came in.
Nothing under the stairs that are leading up. Is there like a cupboard under the stairs?
So like I said, there's the bar that runs down the side.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang
So
on.
it's like an old-fashioned soda fountain. There's a wall that's got glass and cupboards and things, and there's bottles and there's tinctures and there's things to give to people for remedies like tooth pain and etc. So that's on the far side, and you think that in a general day that probably this Paddy Gallagher would stand behind that bar. People would come in and ask for various things for their ailments. Sort of a quasi. He's not a doctor, but he would give out some things. You see that behind the bar and everything else. There's no trap door or anything down there. I'll give you that. Like I said, the only sort of trap door that you can see, and you guys have figured this out, seems to be the far chair. And you have no
So
idea.
it's possible that there's some sort of tunnel underneath, and actually
Yeah.
it comes out in the neighbouring building. What was the building off to the west
Ah,
of this one on the map?
dang it.
There's no number on it.
It's just a building.
Butchers.
It
Just a
does not
building.
have a... You have no idea what it is.
Doesn't say. Okay. I would say we're gonna have to pull the lever.
So, the
Sit
lever
in the chair then,
itself-
Roscoe.
No.
when you push down that lever, sure enough, the trap door flops down, and it's sort of like this. And you can see that there is a metal chute, almost like you would see the slurry come down in the mines. So you think that he's taken some of the things to make this into darkness.
Okay.
The light goes off upstairs.
It made a noise, presumably.
No,
Did
no.
it when no?
It did not.
Oh, okay. It's quiet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, it's actually really quiet.
Okay.
Sarah? I whisper.
Yes.
Roger the raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have good vision in dark places?
Mm,
I want to say he does.
Most animals do, even if they're not nocturnal.
I want to say he's got whisper, fleet-footed, acrobat, thief, thievery. Ooh boy. We may
oh,
have
low light vision. Yes, it does. Powers.
very good
Low light vision.
powers.
Excellent.
Look at that.
And am I right in saying that you can communicate with Roger?
Yeah, I can indeed.
You fancy sending Roger in? Have a look round? Just stick his head in through the hole and tell us what he sees?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Definitely
obviously,
we
we
can
don't
do
have to let go, and him...
We can lower him down on a rope.
He'll hold on to a rope if you want to lower him.
Yeah. We're going to
You guys
can-
screech if he's in
fasten a
danger and
rope
we'll
or
pull him
have
up
a rope.
fast.
Absolutely. Okay, so you lower him?
Yep.
All right. So Roger holds on tightly.
Mhm.
He doesn't completely understand what his mistress wants, but he knows he needs to pay attention. And so he glances around down below.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your connection with Roger is not like telepathic speech, etc. He gets down into the darkness and he looks around and sees what he sees. And then he comes back up the rope. He does it on his own. Pulls himself up and he looks at you. And actually, no, you can see through his eyes, right? Is that right?
I believe I can. Yeah.
I think
I'm just
you
trying to
can.
find it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
find that because I want to know that before I give everything away. But
I think that's in familiar. Hang on 2 seconds. I just need to go and have a little
okay,
look at it. But
very good.
I think that's in the
Well,
familiar
you
still.
you can give everything away and I'll edit it out, so don't worry.
As you would. Can't believe you guys are burning my time like this. Goodness gracious. Okay. Instead
hey,
of
I'm trying hard
farting
not to
around-
get to the duel, okay? Until next
instead
week.
Instead of farting around, let's do this. You see through his eyes at this point, whether it's because of that or because of the fear level in the town, you don't know. But you can see that down below, there is a corridor heading off, probably to that other small building. But there is also about maybe 13 or 14 soggy skeletons. And there are 2 or 3, I'd say there's 3, it looks like small aspen saplings that have huge seed pods, which is not an aspen thing, hanging off of them. In fact, each one of those has a body lying directly in front of the seed pod that has been stripped of all of its flesh stripped of its outside flesh, like the guts and the other crap are all there rotting. The outside has been stripped.
The outside of the bodies.
Yes. The skin, the musculature.
And you say there's 13 or 14 of these skeletons down there?
There's
Did I get that wrong?
There's 26.
There's 26. 26. 26!
As he moves around.
26 soggy skeletons.
Oh, yeah. And they've been shoved over into the corners. Looks like somebody's taken a shovel and just pushed them to the side of the room. The stench coming up from the hole is horrific.
That's probably what's woken the person upstairs. Eesh.
Oh, no, he didn't wake up. The light went out. So he may have gone to sleep.
Ah, okay. The light went out. Sorry.
Oh.
This is not natural.
Roger doesn't look very
Not
happy
natural
when he comes
at
back
all.
up. It's like, why'd you put me down there?
That is not a nice place. He hugs Roger. Don't worry, you're not going back down there.
Very good.
Yeah. There are skeletons down there. There, something really bad
Weird
has happened
aspen
here.
saplings.
This place.
You know what it makes you think of? Remember that aspen sapling right outside of the house that you guys have? Yeah, it makes
Oh,
you think of
boy.
that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. If you don't remember exactly, there was a weird
Yeah,
aspen
I do
sapling
remember.
We
in the
do.
garden.
With pods, yeah.
Yep. It makes you think of that. Like an aspen sapling with pods. That's really freaky.
I think from what you've just described, Sarah. Hang on. Anthony, can I recall seeing any more aspen saplings in the town? On any of the roads that I've walked down or rode down?
Give me not spy hidden. Give me a notice roll.
Research?
Nope. Notice. Going backwards in time.
Survival?
Okay. Absolutely. No, Roscoe, you just didn't notice roll. No, that's notice. Is that the one? How many freaking notice rolls are you gonna do? Okay, you did the 7. Oh gosh, darn it! How many notice rolls? That's Sarah's. Okay, 7. Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry. My notice roll was
For
for
earlier.
something else.
Yeah.
I heard, yeah.
So Chase,
Yeah.
you don't remember any aspen trees pods around town.
Okay, I asked Roscoe and Sarah. I just come straight out with it because I just said, guys, can you remember seeing any other aspens apart from outside Len's house? That have these
Can't remember it.
bulbous things on them.
Can't remember it. Maybe make a what do I can do a smarts roll or something.
No, it'll be a notice.
He'll be a notice. All right. That's.
I'll be glad. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Got it. You have seen one or two around town that were just sort of just there. These little aspen seedlings. Not seedlings. I mean, they're small aspen trees with little pods here and
Seatbelts
there.
on.
Yeah, the people pods. Okay, Roscoe. Well, if you've seen a couple, maybe we found where Len's buried. Maybe. I mean, you've got the aspen trees. We've got the aspen trees down in the basement, and there's bodies in front of them.
The corpses who are now roughly skeletonized, aside from the internal viscera, do have their clothing upon them.
Okay, I think we need to send somebody down there to get identification.
Okay.
Okay.
Roscoe's
I'll go
gonna. Okay.
I'll go down.
You're me. I don't mind. You go.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I'll go. So I'm going to go and get a towel that they use for the shaving or what have you. I'm going to piss on it, and then I'm going to put it over my nose. I'd rather smell my own urine than fucking dead bodies.
I mean, this is a barber's. They'll have like colognes and things you could maybe use.
Yeah. That would be a really bad smell.
There's a big bar there.
But as you guys watch him peeing into this, stop looking at me!
Oh God.
Oh, God, yeah.
Hey,
Well, hey.
And down you go down.
now you know where my pants go.
Yeah, Sarah looks
And
at.
then tie.
Sarah
I mean, you
looks
pee in
at
a rag and then
Roscoe.
tie it over your face. Oh.
Yeah.
Sarah
What
looks at
what I would
Roscoe.
like is a notice roll -4.
From
You,
Oh.
as you muddle about in your long johns with urine-soaked cloth around your face.
why is it always notice?
Oh, darn. By the way, get used to that.
Chase.
And used to
Sorry,
university. Oh,
Roscoe.
darn. Yeah, they're just a bunch of skeletons. Do you want to spin a penny?
No. I'm going to look for Len's clothes.
Do you want to spin a penny?
No.
You're already looking for Lynn's clothes.
Yes.
There's no change. Your notice roll, as you attempted to find what you wanted to find, was a 3 and a 2.
Yeah.
If you want to really dig through the mess down here to see if you find Lynn's body, I will give you a positive confirmation. Yes or no?
I'm going to move the corpses from out of the corners and possibly spell words out with their desiccated bodies and see if I can thin the piles somewhat.
Spend the damn penny. I spent 2 pennies.
You're not getting You're not getting anything else out of Benny. You've done your role.
Yeah, but I might need those bennies for my duel.
If
And
we
the
get to
problem
it
he's got
tonight, if we get to it tonight.
The problem he's got is his dice is a D4, so the crappy dice. So maybe
Oh,
he
yeah, it
shouldn't be
is.
the one down there.
You know what? Choices were made. Anyway, what do you want to do? You can call it good and just come back up, or wander down the corridor and try and go up in the other building. You can do what you want to do.
Oh god.
I think Roscoe doesn't trust Chase to do a
Actually,
good job.
Whilst I'm down
He's
there,
going to go down. He's going to go down himself.
Blump, 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 down the chute.
Yeah.
Roscoe
You've
pops on the
got
ground
a
next to you.
towel wrapped around your face which has got cologne splashed all over it.
Something much nicer smelling. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay. He's going to have a look through.
Okay. Wait. Whoa.
Oh, go on then.
We'll take that. So, sadly, I mean, that wild ice implies that you really looked. As you scrabbled through everything down here, which was a horrific event, there's nothing there that suggests a Lynn Buckles.
Told you.
But, I mean,
You do see on the floor the name Roger spelled out in desiccated body parts.
There is
will take
a
note of any
chance.
interesting
What I will
persons.
do with that amazing roll that you did on the notice is later in town, if you guys detect someone you think might be a replicant of some sort, I will give you
person?
a roll to see
person.
if you recognize their corpse-ish, bloodish, whatever. That's what I'll do.
That's
All right.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Whilst I was down there, I did actually want to get my knife and open up one of the pods to see what's in it.
Oh, gosh. When you do that, it looks like, oh my gosh, it looks like it's so gross as the water flushes out of it and onto the floor plops this bright green shape of a human that is the size of a fetus. But bears some resemblance to some human. Okay, stop. 8:58 and 8:58. Everybody go pee, recharge your glasses. We got a final hour to knock out. Rob,
Yep.
you put us
In a
on?
mo.
Welcome back as they are exploring a very interesting place. Whoop whoop. Okay,
Whoop, whoop.
questions?
So, entrances and exits to this room.
Yes, there is a roughly hewn through the mud and rock corridor leading to what you assume is the building next to it.
To the west.
Yes.
Okay. How big do the pods go on these Aspen?
Currently, they're the size of the fetuses that are upon them. However, you have seen... Nope, I'm not going to do that. Nope, I will say with the notice roll earlier from Rosco, you have seen a aspen sapling next to Frank Debney's store that had a pod just drooping down that was like 4, maybe 5 feet in length. Just now it comes back to your head. You're like, that's really freaking weird.
That's something I probably would have noticed.
Yes, I think we all
and now
would have.
because of your 15 roll, it comes absolutely back to your head as, oh, that's something that goes with what we're seeing right here.
How many? Just the one aspen.
That's the
in
one you
town?
remember, but you remember seeing another couple. You're trying to place where they were in town. I mean, there's one maybe over in Chinatown.
Well, certainly Debney is a name that's cropped up several times.
Yeah, yes. I think you bought stuff from him. Maybe did you at his store? I can't remember.
No, I don't think we bought
I think there's a
anything from
reference in the
store.
journal about Debney,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's part of the miners union. He leads that.
Yeah. And of course, if he's a pod person,
And the story took over, there was something about that. One of the original owners that was bought at a knockoff price. I can't remember.
Yeah,
That's
Debbie
right. Yeah,
bought
that's what
it
it was.
at the general store at a knockoff price,
Yeah.
and some other businesses as well.
Anyway, with those interesting things, what do you guys want to do now?
We're going to destroy all the pods.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. That's simple. There's no rolls required. The fetus size, I mean, bigger than fetus. It's like, yeah, it's gross. But these human formed shapes flop onto the floor, wriggle for a while, and then cease moving. It's really gross.
We might want to
corpses.
put a trigger warning on this episode in YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair enough.
Nah,
Rob?
let's let them find out. Only joking. Or am I? The corpses, because we're still down there, the corpses, is there, without getting right up close and dirty, is there any visible signs of their demise? They must have they wouldn't have gone down the chute voluntarily. So I'm thinking
covered with a sticky goo,
they're covered with a sticky goo.
greenish.
So possibly cut the throat, put them down the chute, and then something else happens down here?
Interesting hypothesis.
Sarah starts passing down towels by the bucket load and a huge bottle of alcohol, rubbing alcohol that she's found.
Okay.
Burn it. Burn the place.
Ooh, interesting. There's absolutely rubbing alcohol like crazy up here for the cleansing of the barber tools and just for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Would,
Yeah, in
we,
the barber shop, definitely. There would be.
would either Sarah or Rosco know how to identify these pod people?
Well, you might be able to get some identification off the bones, off the bodies. You might find a necklace on one or a
They
bracelet
might
or
believe green.
Yeah, or a clothing. You're not sure.
an item of clothing or something. I mean, the two of you were looking for that, though, and that was your superb roll of 15. So you've kind of gone through the bodies and done that.
I think this Anthony has addressed it. He said,
Yeah.
we might recognise them round town if we see them.
If you see them, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I would say you can get the burning material downstairs. You can hear Sarah snoring upstairs.
Hey, whoever's upstairs probably knows what's going on down here.
Exactly. So
Okay.
if we
I haven't
want to
got
find
any
out how
problem.
to identify them, we could basically start with him.
Okay, let's start the fire. Let's get the floorboards going, and then we'll pretend to break in through the door and go upstairs, grab whoever's up there and go, look, dude, or whoever it is,
The place
your
is on
building's
fire.
on fire. Get them out. And is there anything? It's a dentist and barber. Have they got chloroform?
Oh yeah.
Right. I'm going to grab hold of some chloroform. I've got a towel.
I want a smarts roll to know if you know what chloroform does. Why
Okay.
not? Oh, you're on it. You got
Oh,
it.
yes.
You know
That's slightly worrying.
It is very worrying. Very good.
Oh, yes.
You might want to warn Bobette. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so we'll set fire to everything. I'll get the chloroform
Whoa,
bottle
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's get,
when we go up.
let's get completely
No,
everyone's
Yeah,
assent. to that.
Just just
okay.
prepare it all downstairs. All we've got to
Yeah.
then do is throw in a match. So lighting it's going to not be a problem.
I'm sorry, I'm
Once we're
so
up here.
used to being on my own, solving these type of things. It's very unusual for me to have two able-bodied people that's helping. So I'm sorry if I just
Really?
jump
Where?
to things. Well, I'm not talking about them downstairs, am I, Roscoe?
Very
you
good.
mean you mean Sarah and Roger? Okay.
No, you guys have prepared the downstairs
Yeah.
to where, with a flick of a match, you can start an inferno. Fair enough.
Excellent.
Okay, you're all on the main floor. You have been pulled back up by each other through the hole, and all of you are there, including Roger. What do you want to do?
So, this is a small plan, I'm thinking. We set fire to the basement, go outside, lock the door, and then we break in the door whilst the basement's on fire, because we could say that we could see some glow and the smoke coming on up, and then we can go in and we can use the chloroform that some dentists would have to knock patients out when it's an extraction. And then what we can do is we can get him out. I can then chloroform him or her. She then
there's
drops.
plenty of chloroform. There's
You know,
plenty of it.
And
Almost
then we
inordinate
can
amount.
basically go, look, we'll tend to this, and then when they come round, we'll have them somewhere else, and we'll investigate, we'll interrogate.
Okay.
Is that a good idea, or should we just ask the questions before we go upstairs? And if it is a pod person, we'll just chloroform them and let them burn.
I say just go upstairs, chloroform them, take them down. I'm not in for the roleplay of
So
breaking
far,
in.
there's no one investigating us. As soon as we start burning this place down, we're on a timer. Let's go upstairs and just
Chloroform them.
gag him.
Chloroform them. Yep.
Very good.
Them.
Okay.
Could be a-
Prick
could
his
be a woman.
finger. If he's red, then we save him. If he's green, we ask the questions and toss him downstairs.
By the way, so how well travelled is is the street, Smith Street, and things like that? How many people are wandering up and down?
I mean, you at this time of night, if you were to haul someone over your shoulder out of the house and across to where you live, you could probably get away with it with a single stealth roll.
Well, I'm thinking, Chase and I could stick an arm over each shoulder, carry him between us.
Yep.
Wander down the street,
Your drunk friend. I
with that
love
drunk
it.
friend. Yeah.
From the bar.
And that would be a performance roll instead.
Oh shit. No, I'll go with a stealth roll.
Well, we'll see how this plays out. The stairs on the far end of the room are fairly steep. They have no handrails on the side. Who is going up first?
I don't mind.
I am not stealthy in any way, shape,
Okay.
or form. Roger's very stealthy. Roger can go up there for you, but you definitely don't want to send
Do
me.
you want Roger to go up so you can see what is going on?
Yeah.
Give me Roger's stealth
Okay.
roll. Ooh, I was so excited. I was ready to go. What's this damn animal? I was so excited about that. But no, Roger, as he does, slips like a shadow up those stairs. Okay, the room itself.
Roger's our best player.
Mm,
Yeah,
tonight.
the room itself is a small square room. It's got a nondescript single-size bed, a basin, a wardrobe. That actually that's fairly fancy, but it's there. And there's a man lying on that single bed, covered with a light cover. and a little blanket. So you see that.
Mhm.
Sarah?
Yep. Man up there sleeping.
Can Roger use a knife?
Can Roger use a chloroform?
Probably not.
Can Roger
Why not?
scratch his
He's
skin?
got opposable thumbs.
He does.
Yeah, I just worry that chloroform would be too close to Roger himself and he'd actually knock himself out with it.
He's our stealthiest person.
And he's giving you an inside view of the room.
Yeah, nothing would
Exactly.
happen.
You can instruct him exactly what to not do and do. You know.
Yep. It's fairly exact.
All he's got to do is hold the rag under this guy's nose.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is not the hardest of chores that you've
Nope.
given Roger.
No, probably not.
What
Okay,
role
we'll
do you think you could give to Roger to make him do what you want to do? Persuasion?
I could make him do what I want him to do.
Yep. I mean, he's not resisting. So all you need is a 4, right? If it was an opposed roll, that would be really hard. So I think this is a
No.
persuasion roll.
No, I think this would be my empathy skill.
Ooh, talk to me.
So my empathy skill power that I
Okay.
have, that I has, helps me with where is it? God, it's so far down. Confusion, empathy. The caster forms an emotional bond between himself and the target. Well, we've already got an emotional bond.
Yep.
We are, and basically, it helps to gain a +1 or +2 with a raise to persuasion and performance.
Here we go. Look.
And taunt.
Stop down. I will give you a +1 to your persuasion roll to Roger. And we'll just move from there just for expediting our efforts.
Okie dokie.
Just a little persuasion roll +1. That's brutal.
Well, it's
No,
+4.
actually,
I don't know. It's
stop,
got 4.
stop.
It's a
+1 is a
success.
success.
It's a 4.
Yes, it is. So Roger gets the vague
I mean,
impression.
he's not overly happy about doing it, but you know, he's like,
Yeah.
well, okay. Yeah, I know what she's asking, and she's giving me a biscuit. No,
when
go
you
on,
guys
then.
get upstairs, the cloth of chloroform is just still laid across the guy's face. Okay,
Excellent.
That's
he's
it.
out.
We'll pick him up,
Yeah.
stick him put a coat on him.
Okay,
Yeah,
Want to test
then
his
we'll-
blood first?
that's a good point. Yeah, just prick his finger, see what colour his
Yeah,
blood is.
prick his finger.
it is red.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. In which case then, yeah, pick him up and let's take him down the stairs whilst he's out cold.
Absolutely, he's gone.
Yeah,
He'll be out for a bit.
yeah. We need to lock the door to the barbers.
Okay,
Now, do
You
we
can do that.
We
also...
came in the back door, didn't we?
No, front door. There was only one
Oh,
door.
did we?
Yeah, there was only one door.
Okay, right, fair enough. I thought it was
Yeah.
back door.
So do you I've got a D8 in stealth. What have you got, Rosco?
In stealth.
D6.
Okay, so do you want me to support or do you want to support?
Yeah, no, you support him through town and do a stealthy thing.
whoa, ahead of you guys is a group of miners who are yucking it up. They're pretty drunk. This is where we're calling for our stealth roll. So
Uh-huh.
you guys are carrying this body that looks limp like a body. Phew, Chase. Did you do that without even asking anybody? Holy crap. Okay, anyway.
No, I asked Rosco. I just said to Pete, do you want to
You
support
didn't let
us?
him roll.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't let him roll to see if you get a +1 or +2. And by the way, it doesn't freaking matter because you guys can slip him all the way to your house with zero problem.
Excellent. Well,
Okay.
I think Rosco should still roll for supporting.
Why?
Before we left, we set a fire down in the basement.
Oh,
Yeah?
did you?
Yes.
Oh, then
Yeah.
there are people running that direction to try and deal with the fire.
Well, not that quick.
It's not taken off yet. Not, I mean, it's
Oh, it'll take a bit.
it's in the.
Yeah.
It'll take a little bit.
Yeah,
But
enough for us to get away from that street and
Yeah, I think you guys will be all the way up pretty close to your house before it really goes in an inferno. And people are surprised at the fact that the house next to it goes up too. Okay, you're at the house. You've got the knocked out person. It's late. What do you guys do?
I'm taking an axe and I'm chopping down the aspen tree in the front garden.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to spill the pods. I'm
Are
going
the
to slit
pods any
open the
bigger?
pods.
on the tree.
That is, the pot is much bigger. It's probably the it's right almost the size of what you just destroyed.
Okay. So the ones we just destroyed, could we actually recognize the?
There, I mean, there were some features, but you didn't recognize anything, and I'm not going to make you roll for it. But if you see them again, you might. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, when you cut this open, I will ask for a notice roll.
Notice.
Yeah, let's go. Well, let's cut the pod open rather than chopping the tree down. Let's cut the pod open.
I'm assisting.
And in a thick flop of yuck, something falls out.
Okay, so
And
I've
you're
managed my
looking at it.
assist.
You assisted? Okay, that's a +1 for whoever's doing this.
And that's a 12.
Hey.
12.
With
Okay,
explosions.
and I will give you this. Do you remember those kids who were running around the house when you guys first showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the boy. Yeah, that face looks just like him.
Oh, God. So they're taking...
Even going for the kids.
Yeah.
It's gross. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Now you have
Okay.
another warning for this episode, Rob. Anyway,
Yeah, I'll definitely put one out.
how many warnings can we rack up for an episode? Okay, very good. With that, what do you want to do for this evening? I mean, he's out. He's probably out for a bit. He may come to prior to morning and everything else going on.
I think we need to plan.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do a planning session.
I think we
Okay.
need to plan. And I'll tell you the reason why I think we need to plan is because going after adults is one thing. But taking the kids and doing God knows what to them, this town needs to burn.
Because
Well,
everyone
not the whole town, but
No, we
They're
start a
obviously not
fire and
converted
we
everyone yet.
we start a fire and we fan it through every building. Those that want to get out, they'll get out. Those that are green get shot.
Yeah, and which one's the which? I mean, this isn't like a nuke the site from orbit, the only way to be sure thing.
If you shoot them in the leg, you'll see their blood coming out of the leg, and if it's red, they can hobble off.
We're still
somewhere.
not sure
And if it's green,
when they're fully
then we
converted.
put a bullet in the head.
We're still
No?
not sure that when they're fully converted, they don't bleed green. or they don't bleed red. They do bleed green, but don't. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, we could find out with some trials on the guy from upstairs.
Well, that's it. This is what we need to do: is we need to find out if he is one of them, and how we can then identify who they are.
So,
Yeah.
late into the night, after multiple attempts to resuscitate him, Paddy Gallagher wakes up.
Andy Gallagher. Right, sorry. I hadn't got his name.
Paddy.
Gallagher.
Patty or Paddy?
Paddy.
Paddy. Right.
Gallagher.
Now, I want you to roleplay him as the Irishman that he actually is.
Oh, dude. You know,
Come on.
Oh, God.
I think if you pull it off, I think the three of us wouldn't mind you getting a Benny.
Oh, how
Very
nice
true.
of you. No.
Yeah, come on.
I have to admit that my voice acting skills are much less than those you see on other channels.
So,
However,
so your
Oi,
voice acting skills are set to American only, right?
Pretty much.
How Texan of you.
What is going on? It's not that Irish at all.
Yeah, I think we
Hey,
should
this guy
deduct
wakes
a
up.
Benny for that. Are you sure you don't want to spend a Benny to get it right?
No, it's all done. So he goes, what's going on? And is he tied in a bed? Is he just loose where he can just jump up and run away? What's
Oh
happening?
no, he's tied.
No,
He's
tired.
hogtied. And he's
Okay.
hogtied. He's in the basement, surely.
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
No?
Mm,
I'm happy with that.
How long's it been since we moved the stone? Actually, he could be, because we can move the stone prior to him going down in there.
Him waking up.
Yeah, and we can tie him to the racking there.
Okay. So you have tied him to the racking. You're in the basement with its oppressive feel.
Yeah.
And when he comes to and hollers, he is terrified. And I'll give you a little bit of a bonus in a minute.
Okay. We should put on eerie voices. I whisper and go, "We're from the deeps of hell."
Okay, so what do you ask this person while you have him here?
Can we confer?
Yes, you may. At the top of the stairs, you guys can do a little conferring
Yeah,
as
this is part of
he's-
the
he's
planning.
struggling downstairs at his
Yeah,
bonds
okay.
in the dark.
So how many questions do we get? 5?
Dude,
I mean,
I
we are
mean-
talking to a dead person after all.
it's literally, you don't know. I mean,
Okay.
I'd say we confront him with what we know and basically,
Yeah.
say, yeah,
Why
look,
have you got
you've
those
been
shoots?
kidnapping people. We've seen the trees in the basement. We know what you've been doing.
Yeah.
See what he says.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
By the way,
Let's
I
get it.
want to check. It may seem a bit random. Does he have a belly button?
yes, he does. But that's good.
Did the pod people that came out of the pods have a belly button?
We don't know.
We saw some of the fetuses. Well, we saw some of the nearly small grown.
That was hard. That was really hard to tell. It's just a slop.
But what about the ones out the front garden, which were slightly bigger? You said
I'll
it
give you
definitely
notice
looked
roll-
like that kid.
Notice roll -2.
So, from everyone, because we were all there, weren't we?
Yep.
Not me.
No?
Can't notice roll, guys.
-2.
We've got to see if we notice whether or not the infant had a belly button. That's a 3. No. Go on, Sarah. No, we did not.
Any bennies?
Nah.
No, not gonna
Okay,
spend a penny.
fair enough. Nope.
I mean, we've still got the one out that we took out the pod outside. So why don't we check that over?
Have we?
That was the one we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a notice roll to remember. But if we actually go and get it, we can
I see what you're doing.
Okay, I'll climb up
I'm
the
just
thing and get the
gonna
pod.
I'm just going to say, we ain't leaving this thing on the lawn at the front of the house.
No. I mean,
of course not.
it's in the house, probably in the kitchen, I would imagine.
Yeah.
No.
You
No,
probably
no.
covered up.
No,
I thought it was
Sarah-
October.
No, sorry, you didn't ask, but Sarah's brought it downstairs. She set it up directly opposite Paddy, and it's staring at him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, in that case, we have a look.
Wait.
Does it have a belly button?
No, it does not.
That's another way that we can identify. Excuse me, madam, can I have a look at your midriff?
So there's a good chance that the barber is he's maybe a member of the cult that's controlling, the pod people. There may be a cult which is basically of humans, which is doing the conversions. So he may be one of the human cult members.
He
Just to
comes
check.
too.
Just to check. Well, can I just ask one question? Time out question beforehand.
Absolutely.
There isn't a barber and a dentist, is there, in this place? They are one and the same person. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Good. He's going to get all the treatment he deserves then. So that's fine. You do whatever you need to.
So he comes to and he sees propped up at the end of his bed
Little Mickey Torrington.
He's on his hand.
on a stand. This
feet.
torn open pod with a thing.
Yeah. What's happening? What? He's looking around.
Sarah takes one of the rotten apples from one of the barrels and shoves it in his mouth. Shut up and stop screaming. We'll ask the questions. Yeah.
As she stands there with her hand on her hip and her hand touching her whip in
We'll ask
black
questions.
leather.
Does he look excited?
Oh no, he's not. He's not. No.
Dude, trust
He's
me,
Terrified.
Paddy, if you know the safe word, you'll be fine.
His eyes are rolling in his head as he's looking at you, the different things you're saying.
Oh, I'm in the far corner because I'm going to be as stealthy as possible, even when I speak.
Okay.
Has he looked at the pod yet?
I've got
Oh
a
yeah,
7.
you saw it. That's what that caused the initial. Whoa! What's going on? He's got an apple in his mouth, and you guys can decide what you want to do.
So you ask questions, I'll remove the apple. You can answer the question when the apple's removed. And when you're finished answering, the apple goes back in. Any attempt to scream, make a noise, ruckus, or anything else, and it'll be coming back in again. Answer the questions. That's
His
it.
eyes roll as he's looking at you. Oh, okay. He hears what you're saying.
No.
You don't know if it's actually. Give me a intimidation roll.
Intimidation, yeah. You could be good at that. Spirit.
Can I assist?
Oh, there you go. It's opposed by his spirit. Let me think about that. I'm just going to pick. There we go. Look at that. You beat him. He is intimidated by what you say. Okay. What do you want to do?
So,
The apple's out of his mouth. He's
questions.
there.
Ask him.
Who
Are you
asks?
responsible for these? Are you part of this?
What do you mean? He'll still resist a little bit with his.
You know
Responses.
exactly what we mean. Don't try and play the innocent. We've
He's looking
seen
around.
that cellar.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I had to do what I had to do.
Why? Comes the voice out of
forest
the
mother.
darkness.
The forest mother. You have to do what you have to do.
Sorry,
Where
was
do we
that
find this
forest?
forest mother?
Oh, for
You got it. He said forest mother. Absolutely.
yeah. Answer. Comes
The
this
forest
voice from out of
mother.
the dark. Yeah, no. Sarah asked, "Where can we find this forest mother?"
Looks at you like, what? He goes, the forest?
Okay, I'm gonna just draw my knife across his
Kind of
leg.
obvious.
I'm kind of draw my knife across his leg, not to hurt him or anything, but just to draw a little bead of blood and go, "Don't get smart," and then I shrink back into the dark.
Yeah, the forest's a
Ooh.
big place.
Who are you? What is this?
We're asking the questions. You don't need to know that. Bring the questions, guys. You know, if you've got them.
Where do you think you are?
A basement? Bad breath?
Yeah, sorry. I haven't been to a dentist in quite a while. I've been dead, you know.
Oh, yeah, I can fix that.
Who else is part of your group?
Wow. At that point, he clams up.
A little sharp stabby stab goes into his leg. And it keeps going.
You can give
And
me
it keeps-
intimidate.
Going. Okay.
You can give me intimidate, and he's going to resist.
That's a 5.
Okay, and he will resist. Let me do this. I've just been picking. Intimidate is spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like it goes, it's the thing. This. All right. Look at that.
There is an intimidate skill.
Yes.
So if he
the
doesn't
intimidate
have,
skill has a trait against it. So if you use the intimidate skill, the trait against it is what's used to resist. I think
Okay.
intimidate is spirit, and he just aced the crap out of that. I'll never tell you.
Okay. As soon as I feel that his body language goes rigid, I pop a Benny.
Ooh, you're gonna roll again.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Fuck me.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Or
Jesus.
okay, I plunge the knife in and then pop it out and then plunge it back in again.
sorry, I'm just thinking. Roger's the best at intimidation. Roger jumps onto his chest and goes,
Ooh, hisses at him.
rabid Roger at him.
Okay, I will give one more chance at this intimidation ploy. Even though he's been jabbed in the leg a couple of times.
Come on, Roger.
No,
There's a 5.
There's a 5, but it's
I will go
not that
across.
great.
Do you want to spend a Benny?
Yeah, go
The
on.
Roger
Why
Benny?
not?
Okay.
Spend a penny for Roger.
Spend a Roger Benny.
Why not?
Why not? Let's see what happens.
Oh, don't do that. Do that. Right, sorry about that. Okay.
Oh, good. That's all good.
Why not?
And we still have a 5.
Then you have 5.
Brutal. Okay.
Mhm. That's his life.
We'll see
Yeah.
here. I did this, and I said spirit, boom, boom. Look at that. Off me, you demon! I'll never tell! And he seems to grind down on his teeth. And suddenly a white foam comes from his mouth. And Rosco, who has maybe seen this somewhere else before, realizes that as his eyes roll in the back of his head and he jerks around and dies, that he has poisoned himself.
I just got to go let a hound out to pee. I'm going to be out of action for a minute or two.
As we all do. No. Okay.
Okay, I'm coming.
And then we'll come back and deal with the last bits of this. I really thought we were getting tomorrow and get into a gunfight and everything else. But you guys have moved really forward in a different direction that will help you move.
Well, we are there to investigate what the hell's going
Absolutely.
on. So at the end of the day, any opportunity to do so.
Absolutely. You guys have gotten all sorts of new information.
And some of our best investigations are always done at night because there's less people about.
Fair enough.
You know.
So we will see what you guys decide to do when the cat comes back.
The cat,
You can
yes.
discuss amongst yourselves if you so choose at this point. What do you think, Chase?
I'll be honest, I don't actually know what to think because I didn't actually think it would quite go in this direction. I know that I was taking the mick last week and I said, look, it's like the invasion of the body snatchers or something. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I alluded to Stephen King, I think it was, for the people that turned up and they weren't actually them. But I didn't actually think that we would be going down this route.
I thought that Clovis had been possessed, but
yeah, so had I.
You know,
I thought it was a forest thing, and they
I thought
needed
I thought it was a small cult, but this is far larger than I thought.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm also thinking, right, that the people that are wanted for bounties, I wonder how many of them actually got tried and how many actually turned into pod people and are being controlled.
Whereas how many of the townsfolk? I mean, I would, what about Heaston?
I mean, is Heaston...
We don't think Heaston's son had been replaced because he was bleeding red. We shot him, he was bleeding red, so... But surely Heaston would be a prime target for them if they could get him.
That's more than likely why.
Although I'm guessing from the look of it, it takes some time. So if they have to kill the person and stick him in front of a tree and it takes some time, Easton can't really go missing for that long, I guess.
No, I don't think he can. Obviously, I mean, we don't know what the gestation. Oh, that's a big word for Rob. We don't know what the gestation period from the roots of the sapling absorbing the outer flesh to
Well,
to
we've
defeat
got a
us in the
clue.
5-foot thing?
We've got a clue because the pod on this tree when we arrived, the one outside the house, we know how big it was then. And we know how big it was when we opened it up. So that's been 4 days, 5 days.
4, 5 days.
You've got your mic up. We can't hear you, Anthony.
Yeah, sorry. So you think, obviously, about in a week.
A week, yeah.
Yeah,
It
takes a while.
I remember the pods being described as like little kind of fruit things or little like berries on it, which was unusual for the aspen trees.
Yep.
I believe. So
Yes.
now that we've got like a slightly larger than an infant,
Slightly.
you know, for that young boy, and that's in a week. So maybe in 2 weeks you could have a full 5-foot pod, and a grown ass man could fall out of it.
Yep.
Well, we know there is
Or
a
woman.
huge pod down by, where did we say it was?
Debney's, Frank Debney's.
Debney's. Frank Debney's shop. So yeah,
That's the. I'll find it for you.
So
we don't have
do
to-
we go tally ho into the forest and sort out the forest mother and kill it? And if it's a spirit, how do we kill it? Supernatural
would
ways.
yeah. I mean, I would say that you've got to cut the head off the snake for this one, because trying to chase down all the people who've been replaced may be a very difficult proposition. Hopefully, if we dealt with the forest mother, they would either all come running and we can deal with them in one go, or they'll, if they're not in control, they'll basically, die off or something.
I'm going to ask a question here. Do you seriously think that the three of us are strong enough to take down the forest mother without help?
I know
Dynamite.
some people that might help.
Dynamite!
Yeah, seriously.
He
I mean, there's a whole
he can't
load of.
kill
I
me
mean,
until noon tomorrow.
You can go into the shop. The minor supply shop will sell you dynamite.
Absolutely.
Actually-
That's Frank Debney's store, but yes, absolutely.
Yeah, hey, he doesn't
not?
know we know about him.
Absolutely. You guys
Right.
could get a heck of a lot. And by the way, you do know of another highly flammable substance that burns. I mean,
Oh,
it
that's
doesn't
true,
blow
yeah.
up, but it burns hot and
Hey.
fast and long.
I've got an idea. We get the rock. We get the nugget, whatever they call it. I can't remember what they call it.
Ghost nugget,
Headstone.
headstone.
We stick it in a box.
Yeah.
We fill the box with dynamite. Throw it at the forest mother.
So I'm wondering.
When that thing
If-
goes up, it'll pulverize the rock, which will then start burning. I mean, I'm talking, massive destruction.
Yeah.
Possibly even tear a hole into hell. We might create a hellmouth here.
Okay, I've got a question for
Done it
Anthony.
before.
Got a
We're
question
going
for
to have to
Anthony.
wait a lot of years before Buffy comes, It's just not going to be on.
Yes.
By the way, rumors are that's coming back. Supposedly, Sarah
Absolutely.
Michelle Gellar
God,
was saying
no.
She might revisit. Who knows?
What, Sarah Michelle Gellar, the elder years?
Hey now.
Anthony, question. With Roscoe's notice roll downstairs, I'm going to ask Roscoe if he noticed Marshall Chips's body down there.
He did not. I will say that now.
Okay.
Good to know.
Did he see Roger's body down there?
He did not.
Okay.
Which Roger?
Which
The
Roger?
one I'm going to, the one that's going to try and kill me at noon.
You.
Okay.
Did you see him? You did see him, right, in that whole confrontation. I think you did.
We turned up at the end. Yeah. So yes, we did.
I think you could get a pretty good get. I mean, gosh, a bunch of rough cowboys in the grand scheme of things look a bit alike, but you don't think so.
Well, the thing is that they said that they brought these toughs in from out of town.
Yes.
So it's probably unlikely that they've been replaced.
And they're fairly new.
That's what I was thinking. So if we take Roger, if we go over to the sheriff's office, tell Roger and his cronies that he needs to come with us, we go over to Frank Debney's place, slice open the pod and go, we need your help. Then we can go and take on the Forest Mother and be back in time for our duel at midday tomorrow. Today.
I mean, I think it's kind of against what the agency is about, isn't it? I mean, they try and keep this stuff under wraps.
Yeah, but I'm going to kill him anyway.
Men in Black kind of thing, isn't it?
But we're going to kill them all anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
More dynamite?
Okay, let's go and break into the minor store and get the dynamite. But we've also got Heaston.
When we have the duel tomorrow, you turn up and say, guns? No, dynamite.
So, is there anything extra you want to do tonight? I mean, you're in the house.
Let's get some dynamite.
Well, let's move the rock for a start. Let's just
absolutely
deal with that.
Well done.
How about we do a quick run round the town just to see if we can spot any more aspens?
Okay, you guys spot about 6 or 7 more of these things that have decent-sized pods.
Okay, cutting the pods off, cutting them open. Yes.
Absolutely. And stuff slops out.
Okay, and the bigger ones that are really big on pods, once we open them, also kill what's in there and then leave them on the ground.
Absolutely. Which they sort of go to goo in a hurry. However,
excellent.
I will say that I will give Rosco a +2 to notice on trying to find people who may have been taken. Just 'cause as he looks at each one, he's trying to imprint it on his brain. But as it is, you guys rush through town in the dark. You see a group of men wearing Chinese hats and masks and stuff, and they go down to by Amos's area, and they light fire to a building and run off.
The whole feud.
But you guys, I mean,
by the way, what's up?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
But it's sort of outside of your running area. You catch that afterwards, and you're like, okay. And you're dang sure it's just a bunch of punks. You may have seen Roger. You may have guessed. I mean, it's obvious that these are not actual Chinese people.
Yeah.
That are going down and burning up the places of our African American folks in town. It's a.
Whereabouts are we on the map, Anthony?
So, sadly, what I'm going to do at this point is you have seen multiple things, and I'm not going to give you that because I'm going to call this a night, and you guys need to get back and get any type of sleep before you have a really amazing day tomorrow. I mean, an amazing day of things that are going to happen. All of them, which I thought were going to happen today, but that's okay. So I think that there is going to be, well, actually, no. I'm going to give you something as you wake up in the morning and see the newspaper that has been put out. Okay? And I'm just about to give you...
No.
You've got to be kidding me.
Nope.
I've got it set up.
Sorry.
You might want to put it into Discord instead.
Okay, well, oh gosh, how do I do that?
take a
So
screenshot.
what I can do it out of the other. So let me read this to you, and then I will do the same. It is a note to the editor. We, the citizens of the fair city of Heaston Hill, have watched with great interest as a trading post rose from the foothills, burgeoning into a fledgling territorial metropolis we know today. There is no question of our good fortune, but as responsible residents, we must grapple with the issue of letting our greed get in the way of our bright future. February's tragic disaster stole 22 lives, and more have died since. So we draft this letter to humbly suggest a course of action that will cement Heaston Hill's prosperity for all time. The town council must, as soon as feasible, require by law that all caps, miners of Terrytown Bench be legally bonded employees of the Heaston Mining Company. Mr. Heaston has brought electric light and a measure of riches never before seen in Uinta County. Let us trust him to provide for all miners' safety and indeed the safeguarding of our entire home and legacy. To do aught else would be to invite catastrophe. Signed, Robert Malone.
Miner Bob?
Absolutely. And you guys can guess the distress this will cause on the day of a funeral for one of the sons of Heaston and a certain shootout that is destined at high noon when the shadows and the sun are in neither person's eyes. With that, at 9:58 p.m. UK time, we will finish our evening. Thank you so much, all of you that are watching, and I hope you enjoyed the struggles of our characters as they go through yet again another very interesting evening. Rob, please count us out, and we will call it good.
If you got all the way to the end, we appreciate your support. Thank you for watching the NVRA whilst we bring you content of different games. If you like what we have done, please like and subscribe.
This episode has scenes that some viewers may find disturbing. Warning: this episode has scenes that some viewers may find disturbing.